Howdy, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab 5 campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around my virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey!
Now, before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that Random Rhapsody's 2 homebrew campaigns are finally back to their regular schedules. The Debauchery Circus at 3 p.m. Central, and the Faab 5 is at 7 p.m. Central every Monday here on Twitch. This week, we will also be playing Magi Nights this Wednesday, September the 14th. Now, you can keep up to date on everything we do by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab 5.
Yeehaw!
Lucky bastard.
Well, I mean, I needed something since, my portable
Oh,
hole
your
was
hole,
gone
yeah.
and my
Well, we didn't
character
know
was
that yet.
lacking.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're back, everyone. So when we last left off, the Faab 5 had traveled to Rowena, the oasis capital of the Margarden Federation, in an attempt to acquire one of the dream roots for the Erudite Conclave. To accomplish this goal, Apollyon and Rhim had entered the Azure Championship Gladiator Tournament, while Blood from a Stone, Eloise, and Necthros Veil were recruited to help the Tabaxi mastermind, Shadows in the Wind, break into the vault of the Federation Zaeim to acquire a magical object to help resurrect his wife. Both tasks were difficult for various reasons, and the stakes were the highest that any of them had faced thus far. But in the end, the gladiators did win the tournament, and the thieves did succeed in robbing the vault. Unfortunately for our heroes, by the time this happened, the Zaeim had already gifted the relic to somebody else and was unable to grant the request. In recompense for this, the Zaeim instead offered to grant each of the winners a lesser boon. But this too was ended rather abruptly when Apollyon demanded to know everything that the Zaeim knew about the cult of the Dreamer, going so far as to threaten the Zaeim's life if he wouldn't. The Zaeim, for his part, simply laughed at the Minotaur and teleported the two of them away to parts unknown, thereby ending the event rather abruptly. And so, Faab 5. Once Apollyon disappeared, the rest of the gladiators were escorted away from the Zaeim's private balcony and down into the Colosseum Undercroft bar, where Eloise, Blood, and the Veil were already waiting with the Debauchery Circus. The victory against Grovagar was no doubt a little overshadowed by Apollyon's sudden disappearance. And while the rest of the bar all cheered you on and tried to order you all drinks and congratulate you, I'm sure that the concern for your friend weighs heavily on your minds. But while you're all dwelling on that fact, a different question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, What makes you stay up all night, unable to sleep? And Apollyon, you're the one who rolled, so why don't you go ahead and go first?
Oh, I'm always being so self-conscious. Evaluating all my maneuvers on the battlefield keeps me up all night thinking, oh, should I have done something different? Should I attack that enemy first? Oh, I just want to be so good.
Love it. Blood from a Stone, how about you?
Well, I would say that it used to be just the constant thought of my brother and what I've lost, but unfortunately, these people with me have started to paint my mind in a little different direction, and now I'm worried that something's going to happen to each of them. And so I'm even Vale, even the Drow. I'm always worried about something happening to.
Yeah.
Soft.
Well, that's definitely a fair thing to keep you up at night. I can imagine. I can only imagine how high your anxiety has gone.
Just a
Traveling
smidge.
with them. Yeah. I dig it. Eloise, how about you?
The thought of such loss of life on massive scale, like what happened with Bayleaf Hollow and Bradfordshire.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a scary thing that you guys have all endured, so I can understand that one.
Twice!
Yeah, twice.
Twice!
At least. Okay. Vale, how about you?
Knowing, or potentially knowing, that there may be somebody out there who is more intelligent than me.
Yeah, I bet that makes you toss and turn all the time. God damn, we got some narcissistic motherfuckers in this group. I love it. Okay, Liam, how about you?
Well, in the past, it's the fact that Grood is still out there, and I know he's alive and most likely vengeful towards me. But most recently, it's been an odd, desire to hunt. Just in any form, just wanting to hunt immediately.
Okay, yeah. I can imagine you having those dreams and suddenly wake up and just have your heart pounding and just that desire aching your soul. I dig it. Okay. Well then, Fab 5. While the rest of you are still sitting down there in that bar trying to decide what to do about your Minotaur friend, I imagine eventually you all head out from the bar, leaving the Fab 5 or to the Debauchery Circus to their own devices. But while that's going on, Apollyon the Dragon. Let's get some music going on first and foremost, because I know they can't hear that. There we go.
With the name change, Apollyon the Dragon.
Yeah, but with that going on, Apollyon the Dragon. When the Zaeim placed his hand on your shoulder, you felt a sort of sucking inward sensation, as though you were being pulled through a tiny opening and out again, to find yourself in a completely different place. You can't help but stumble a bit, caught off balance by the change in scenery and the height difference, and as the Zaeim steps away from you and turns to walk towards what you see as an elaborately furnished counter filled with row upon row of crystal bottles with liquids in different colors. While that's happening, you can't help but look around, and you find yourself in a large, rectangular room that seems to be some kind of recreational lounge. The walls are covered in tapestries ranging from simple landscapes that you recognize to be Rowena to fierce battles between soldiers and monsters. quite a few, actually, now that you're looking around, depict massive blue dragons as the central image and theme. There are several...
Nice place.
Yeah. There are several large lounge chairs, one of which is much larger and more ornate than all the others. Obviously a throne, though it is covered in pillows and blankets to make it look infinitely more comfortable than the one that the Zaeim had been seated on previously. Eventually, your eyes go back to the man, and you watch as he casually pours himself a drink in a crystal glass before making his way over to that throne to drop himself into it with a heavy sigh of relaxation. Now, when he does this, you can't help but note the fact that, despite the fact that you had just threatened this man mere moments ago, he seems completely at ease and not in any hurry at all. What do you do?
Why have you brought me here? Seems like you know something that you're not telling me. Are you working with these dreamers or not?
The Zaeim kind of chuckles to himself as he adjusts in his place on the cushions, and he takes a long sip of whatever it is he poured himself before addressing you. He says, "The things I know, my son, are infinite. I know much about many things, but of course I'm not with the dreamer cult. Do you think someone as I would sully himself with a mere cult?" And then he just laughs. Like, to him, it's just the biggest joke in the world.
Yeah, Apollyon's like looking totally confused. He's like, but Grovagar, but the Dream Root, I don't even know what's going on.
The Zaeim, yes, Grovagar. That young man, he does get himself into the most curious little companies, doesn't he? Why, I remember when he was just hatched from an egg. Such a precarious little scamp. But no. Though he was indeed a member of that cult, that influence was, theirs, not mine. But you did request to know everything I know of the Cult of the Dreamer. So, well, I'm afraid that my knowledge is rather large and vast, as I said. So perhaps we could narrow it down a bit. And you asked me what you would specifically like to know about them.
Well, we've been chasing them around, and wait, they've been chasing us around? Basically, we've been going around trying to collect these dream roots for the Iridite Conclave. And we think that something bad will happen if the dreamers get them all.
I suppose that is possible. Though there are quite a few of them. I have seen more than one in my many years on this planet. But what they are trying to do with them is quite simple. And he kind of lifts his glass and kind of tinkles it a little bit. And he says, "Tell me, my son, what do you know about the worlds beyond this continent, and this planet even?"
Well, I don't really know. I've never been to any of those places.
No, I dare say you could not. Though even someone such as I could only travel to a few of them at this point. You see, my son, this planet Loroupa, it is cut off from the rest of existence. Loroupa was at one point a dimensional hub, as it were, caused by the great dreaming tree, a thing that your people, or at least the people of this planet, once worshipped as a god. was nothing more than a gateway to something more. Now, unfortunately, when I saw this place myself, that dreaming tree was long gone, but a scar did remain that allowed me to come here and go from here, as I wished. Over the years and over the centuries, I've learned that once that tree was home to a being called the Dreamer. This being influenced the people of this world, to the point that when I found it, I can only imagine what it was before the Dreamer had influence here. The cult that you speak of worships this Dreamer, in his and which who he's I'm like all tongue-tied. He worships this Dreamer, who resides in a realm of his own, the realm of dreams. From there he influenced this world and made it his own. And the cult that you speak of seeks to bring about his return. The roots that
what will this Dreamer do to Loroupa on his return?
The Zaeim shrugs a little bit and says, whatever conquerors do, I suppose. I doubt he is as magnanimous as I am to have built this magnificent city. But what will he do with it? Make it his, I suppose. What else would he do?
And you're not worried at all?
He laughs at that. My son, I have been on this planet for close to 8,000 years. It has been an amusement of sorts. It has been a place where I can create a home. But I have also been stuck here this entire time. If the Dreamer cult succeeds in their goal, will not the multiverse be open to me once again? And he kind of chuckles a little bit more at that. If they fail, I still have my federation. Either way, what matters of it to me?
Well, I'm the strongest person I know, and I want to keep it that way. So if this guy is going to be any trouble for me, I should take him out.
He looks at you and he kind of strokes his chin a little bit at that. A fitting thing for a son of mine to do. You want to test yourself. You want to prove yourself the strongest. Well, if the Dreamer returns, that would be something to face, wouldn't it?
I look forward to it.
I suppose so.
I feel like I've been training my whole life for this, to become the champion once again of the arena, and now that I have, and now that I'm here with you, it kind of seems not that special anymore. I want more. I want stronger enemies. I want eternal glory.
Of course you do, my son. You are exactly as I set you to be. You have done well, and have met my expectations quite nicely. And he kind of gives you a
Wait, are you saying you're my daddy?
My child, you have come to me, my son. For who now is your father, if not me? I am the wellspring from which you flow. When I am gone, you will have never been. What would your world be without me? My son, I crafted your tribe, guided their genes through the ages, infused them with my power, so that one day you might come into being. So if not I, who else is your father?
Oh, I suppose it all makes sense, kinda.
Indeed it does. I was sad when your tribe was wiped out, but when I saw you in my arena, it pleased me to know that at least one of your tribe survived. And I watched as you grew. I watched you progress as far as you could in that arena. And I wanted to see if the minotaur you were would grow into the potential that you could be. And here you stand before me now, a champion, Apollyon the Dragon. My expectations have been met, my son.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else you wish to know about the Dreamer cult?
Where are they going to take their army next?
Abir told me that once they gather 5 of their roots together, they will be able to begin the spell. I imagine if they were to do so, they would do it in the place that the Dreaming Tree originated.
And that's around here, isn't it?
I'm sure you've seen the Umbra Spire, the great mountain range in this middle of the desert. It is said that that was, at one point, the Dreaming Tree. Now, this landscape has changed much over the centuries, but that is still the same tree. So if they are trying to resurrect it, the logical place to be would be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Tall mountain right in the middle of the world.
Do you want to know anything else about the Dreamer cult? Because he seems fairly chill and willing to just tell you whatever you want to know.
Phone a friend. You guys think I should ask any other questions?
I mean,
We're not there, bro.
So proud of
Yeah,
you,
really.
and yet he bet against you in the
yeah.
tournament. The fuck?
I mean, I got a question, but I'm not there, so.
Yep, we're not there, bro.
Oh
It's
yeah,
all
did
you.
my character see that? Did Apollyon see that?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure only 1 or 2 of them actually saw that.
Mm.
I don't know, I might be wrong. I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't remember
Yeah,
Apollyon's
I don't remember
perception being
specifically,
very high.
Yeah. It usually isn't.
That tracks. But yeah, no, that's all the questions I have. I want to ask him about the voice I heard from the crown. If he knows anything about that.
What are you What are you talking about? Just refresh my memory.
The crown spoke to me and gave me that vision of like where a bunch of the dream roots were, and said like, it will find me again if I truly quest for power or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, so you sit there and you describe this a little bit to the Zaeim, and he thinks to himself and kind of rubs his chin as he's thinking, and you can kind of see the gears turning in his mind a little bit. Finally, what he says is, "Unfortunately, I cannot say for certain, but based on what you describe and what I know of this cult, My guess would be you heard the voice of the dreamer himself. Beings of power, beings who have an agenda of their own, will typically say many things to get what they want.
Indeed, I see that.
But in the end, I suppose the choice is yours, Apollyon. To stand and fight against this creature, or to go with him and give in to that power. Power comes in many forms, my son, and I have infused much of my own power within your tribe. But if you wish to stand against him, while at one point I may have bet against you, I see now that trust in my other son, was misplaced. And so, if you do wish to stand against him, perhaps a small boon of your own would be in order.
Yeah, like I said, my goal is to fight against the best, to prove my power and my battle prowess.
Who doesn't love the word boon? It's just so great, isn't it?
Well, Zaeim stands up, and as he does, his form begins to change, and he just expands and expands and expands and fills this room. And you have to step backwards to stop yourself from getting crushed as he becomes a gargantuan dragon with crystalline, almost iridescent blue scales, huge towering horns, a massive maw, long tail that curves around the entirety of the room, and huge wings that just flex in the small space that he pretty much almost completely fills. But then that giant serpentine head comes around, like imagine Smaug facing Bilbo, and you kind of get the idea. That gigantic head gets right in front of your face. And then he just breathes out. And as he breathes out, you see a scintillation of bluish dust and crystalline particles just wash over you. You reflexively inhale, and as you do, you just feel this energy coursing out into you. Pain erupts from your back, and you just feel your back ripping outward as long wings begin to sprout from your back. Slightly lizard.
Damn it.
The pain lasts for quite a while. And by the time your vision clears, the Zaeim is back in his regular form, sitting on his throne. But he stands up as you kind of quiet down finally and begin to move, and he hands you a glass of bourbon. I'm pleased to see that worked, and you did not die.
Oh, that was something. But these... It is you. It's been you the whole time. That's why you dropped the... dropped the bounty on us. You wanted me to come back, didn't you?
Indeed I did, Apollyon. I wanted to see if you were able to grow into your potential out there in the world. I allowed that Tabaxi friend of yours to rescue you by rearranging the guards to make it easier and ordering that nobody pursue them after you fled the city. I knew that you had progressed only as far as you could in the arena, but I knew you could grow more. I rescinded the bounty on you and your friend because I wanted you to come back to Rowena for the tournament and show me how much you have grown. And he kind of clasps you on the shoulder a little bit, and that hurts. Like, he's a lot stronger than that body of the Zaeim would show.
Well, I got a lot of hit points now.
Yep, sure do. And you got dragon wings. What kind of? They're red like you. They have a slight bluish tint to the back. You also notice that you're just a little bit more scaly than you were previously. But you're still a big minotaur.
Is his flying speed better than with the boots?
What is the boots' flying speed?
Equal to my walking speed, which is 40.
Yeah, it's just basically going to be the same thing. You're getting your boots of flying without the attunement slot.
You can just
Free with an
sell
attunement
them
slot.
now. Those will fetch a pretty penny.
Can I have the boot?
Yeah, I'll sell them or trade me something for them.
You're wearing elven boots.
Uh-huh.
She wants those
She wants
more.
one
Fair
more.
enough.
I mean, what would you rather? Because it's not like the elven boots help me be more graceful. They just make it so that nobody can hear my steps. Or fly!
If you're asking Liam,
Flying's
he's more
pretty cool.
ground bound. He doesn't want to fly.
I
Well.
could fly without a wild shape. Or polymorph.
But you can wild shape.
I know! But then I can fly without having to expend a wild shape.
This isn't our time. This isn't our time.
Yep.
I know.
It is, but we'll get to you soon, I promise. Now, Apollyon, you're finally able to get back up on your feet. Whether or not you drink the bourbon is up to you. It's good and it's old.
Sure, I'll drink it.
Because this guy's old as fuck, so he has a great liquor cabinet. But as you sit there with him for a little bit and you nurse that
Papa.
whiskey.
Having a drink with your dad, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, the Zaeim does kind of reminisce a little bit, and he reflects how amusing it was to witness his two sons battling. Because you know he is a dragon, and dragons have much different morals than the rest of us. So for him, it was pretty enjoyable to seeing his biological son and the product of what he's been working on for the last few thousand years going against one another. He does mention that by now Grovagar's body has been taken and transported to Rani Vika for burial. And
Okay.
and at the end of that, he looks at you and he says, "If you do plan to stand against the Dreamer cult, be wary of the High Priestess. Ivek Abir
Maybe.
will not be pleased that her uncle is dead."
Uncle? Grovagar's her uncle?
I doubt for sure that she knows that, but he is her uncle. She is her grandmother was someone I knew, who, well, I created Grovagar with her, and then she went on to get married and had Abir. So while she is not biologically related to me, we are all in the same family, I suppose. And I will tell you that she is the one I gave the dream root to.
So Apollyon just killed like his great granduncle?
Well, it's complicated.
Some complicated family shit going on.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It is complicated. I love it.
I'm my own grandpa.
Well, so just so you know, Apollyon is not biologically the Zaeim's son. The Zaeim brought his people to this world, and a few others as well. He'll mention he brought the Dragonborn and Lizard folk and Minotaur to this world before the Scar was closed up.
Apollyon is just the Zaeim's designer baby.
Well, basically, he's the product. He's the product of a really long experiment that the Zaeim has been working, where infusing this tribe of Minotaur with his power to see what would happen. And
Yep.
Apollyon is the direct byproduct of that, and so to him, he sees
Lab
you as
baby.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's a test tube baby. I love it.
Yup.
It's been probably a couple hours by this point. But if you don't have anything else you wish to ask the Zaeim, he's gonna send you on your way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, then the Zaeim says at last, after you've been kind of sitting there drinking and just chit-chatting a bit, the Zaeim says, "It's time for you to go. I have much that I wish to do, and it's been far too long since I've been down in my vault. But
Yep.
as I send you out a word of warning. The cult of the Dreamer are a fanatical group. If you choose to stand against them, do so in full knowledge that they have the devotion of legions. Be ever wary, my
Indeed.
son. Be ever wary. But I wish you all the luck. And if you succeed, perhaps you come and visit an old man who would continue to be stuck here on this plane."
Yes, I shall return, Father. Thank you for these gifts. I will become the champion of champions like no other, I promise.
I'm gonna be the very best.
Oh my god,
but
these
no
Ash.
one ever
Montage!
Zaeim had access to a ring which had the wish spell in it. He could have wished himself home.
He's pretty impartial, it seems. You know, like, it's not like there's only one wish on it. Like, he doesn't seem like he absolutely desires to go home. He goes, if they win, if they fail, either way, I've got a kingdom here, I got a kingdom there, I'm kingdom wherever I go. So I don't think he would waste the last wish on a wish ring on something that he's that impartial about.
Well, just so I'll just go ahead and answer that, even though the Zaeim did specifically say that this planet and this plane, this material plane here, is cut off from the rest of the multiverse. It's closed off because the Dreaming Tree was destroyed. There was a scar that allowed him to get in and out for a little while, but that too eventually closed up and he was stuck here. So even a wish spell would not get him off the plane.
Oh. Maybe he tried using the other wishes.
You never
Maybe.
know. You never know.
It's a powerful ring.
Mm.
But at that point, once you let the Zaeim know that you're ready to go, he opens an arcane gate to the entrance of the Colosseum.
Okay, cool. I will fly through it.
Yeah, absolutely you can. But so I imagine the rest of you were kind of like combing the Colosseum looking for Apollyon that entire time, wouldn't you? What would you all do for a couple hours while Apollyon's gone?
Read a book.
I would try scrying on him.
Okay, you would try.
I was gonna venture out to the marketplace for a quick purchase.
It's the middle of the night. I'll remind you.
Well then, yeah, I'll probably hang out with Eloise.
Okay, so let's resolve some shit real quick. Veil, if you just opened the book and started reading at that point, not giving a fuck, you just got yourself 2 hours.
Okay.
So go ahead.
If we're still working on, like, if we haven't had a long rest, then I don't have the scrying spell, so
okay. Then you would
have to wait till tomorrow anyways.
Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't have been able to do that at the time. You just hanging out with Liam, waiting.
If we're in like a safe spot, if we're not like out where there are other people, I would show him all the cool shit.
Oh no, like so when we left you off, your group was escorted down to the Colosseum's underbelly into the bar to meet up with
revelries.
Everybody. Yeah, revelries. That's where Liam was. So the three of you had to go find Liam at the bottom of the bar. So what did you do from there?
Like, did you immediately want to scry on Apollyon?
Well, she wouldn't have been able to.
Wasn't I a different animal in the bar?
You did turn it
into
a
you turned
donkey,
into
I believe.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Or
not
horse.
A donkey.
A horse.
No, it would have been
A pony.
A pony, maybe?
It was like an eagle.
It was a mini. I think it was a miniature horse.
I feel like it was a miniature horse.
Okay, yeah.
Little Sebastian.
Yeah, you'd just been
Something
fucking around
that
doing
chewed
that.
on my hair, yeah.
But what would have the rest of you done? Because Apollyon was just gone, and you eventually left the bar. But did you just wander about? We don't have to take too much time. I'm just wondering what you would have done.
No, Blood would have stuck close by, keeping an eye. Like every time somebody walks in, he's just like, "All right, what the fuck's this guy want?" He'll reattune to his original
Hey, what
items.
the fuck this guy want?
He'd like have his cloak back on. He'd reattune to that. And
I'd probably
Do you need
point
to
out
reattune
to Blood that Golden Tongue met up with me. He was
I took it
looking
off.
for the satchel and stuff like that. Just let him know.
To your point, Blood, so just because you take it off doesn't mean you're not attuned to it, correct?
I mean,
Like,
I
if I
wasn't
were to
getting
take-
its benefits. While
Yeah,
I didn't-
you wouldn't have.
Yeah, but if I were to...
You wouldn't have unattuned
Sorry, go
from the items.
All right, I just
Yeah.
figured it was in a bag of holding.
No, I mean, well, you figure, like, if I have the Staff of Power, if I put it down,
Yeah, but
it
you
doesn't
had
mean I
that with
unattune
you.
to it.
You had that with you. I took it off.
Yeah.
Mine in a different
No, well, I
thing.
mean, DM's rule, and you're not
Alright,
unattuned.
I mean, well,
I'm definitely-
my point is, it wouldn't really matter because nothing happens in the evening.
Yeah.
Even if technically, like, you lost the attunement because it went into an interdimensional space, which I guess is theoretically possible. Like, that does sound about right. Probably would, but it doesn't matter because nothing happens throughout the night anyway, so your group can reattune to whatever the shit they need to during that time. I was just wondering, like, if you guys were freaking out and, like, tearing apart the Colosseum, were you looking for Apollyon? Were you, I'm just curious what your mental state was.
If
I don't think I would freak out till the next day, honestly.
Yeah.
Me as a player was concerned about Apollyon, but Veil had no care about Apollyon when he had that, the book in his hands.
If Blood knew that it was the Zaeim that took him away, he's not going to tear apart anything because he realized there's just too much power there. So he's just going to kind of sit back and wait.
Okay.
And just kind of like, slowly kind of fucking lose his goddamn mind. Especially with Effie. Be like, oh, hey, here's this thing I'm not supposed to fucking have. Giving it to the turtle that's got that had a different name. And now she's got another name. And now she's got yet another new name. And so, yeah. Blood, he'd just be like, put the fucking thing away. And
Liam's sitting here and going, man, maybe he shouldn't be drinking.
No, that's why he started drinking with Liam, because he's like, all right, I gotta calm the fuck down. He had a double of your strongest stuff, and he's like, probably like, if you see, he's shaking it first with it, then he's just sipping from it like it's a coffee, and then after a while he's just like, all right.
And while Blood is trying to calm down, Eloise is gonna turn back into her Dragonborn self, and she's gonna start telling Liam about how our group got to stay in
Did anybody else lose her, or is that just me?
No,
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
her.
her.
Yeah.
I got her.
I got you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can stay in a.
Yeah, we stayed at a house of ill repute, and I got to speak to a male human sex worker who may have given me some advice on how it might work with a dragonborn and a human.
Alright, so now Blood's gonna buy Liam an extra strength double shot of whatever they've got, because he's like, oh, shit. Now he's a little less tense. He's gonna just be like, just post up. He's not even fighting. Just looking right at him. Just
I love the fact that Eloise is just sitting there telling you all this as you're sitting there at the table.
Sure.
Mhm.
now
Yeah, like-
Can you give me a quick recap? I just had issues. I got back in, but I missed what Eloise said.
I told Liam about the advice I got from the sex worker about how sex between a dragonborn and a human might work.
Okay.
without Blood's bite, him is just
Right.
watching.
So Liam, just what I'm curious about, Liam, is what's your reaction to hearing that?
I suppose physically that does make sense. Good to know.
I just questions, because different kind of creatures have different kinds of parts, and it's just I just wasn't sure about how, and then
I wasn't sure we were there yet, but I am pleased to know that you are thinking about things like this.
Are you putting the whiskey down, Liam?
I have the whiskey is frozen in my hand. Don't have the ability to move at the moment.
Didn't Liam tell us canonically that Liam is a virgin?
Oh yeah.
Eloise doesn't know that.
I told you guys out of game that yes.
So, all right, now, but the Blood does. He's like, so he wouldn't know that they have different parts.
Well, Blood, make an insight check. See if you pick that bit up.
Like a teeth.
Because Liam, go ahead and give me a deception check to see if you're hiding the blush.
Oh,
sure, that
God
sounds
damn
about
it! It was
right.
an 18, and then it went to a 4.
Natural 1. I am beat red.
Yes.
Red as that deception roll.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Because technically Eloise is too.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
She lived
definitely.
out in the middle of nowhere of the woods with her father.
Yeah, it didn't come up much.
There was nobody else there.
Now, I am pleased that you're thinking along this line, but we really haven't set time aside for maybe anything besides fighting almost at all recently. So, good to know.
There's surprises.
But yeah, so that just happened. Eventually, you all just head back out from the Coliseum towards the entrance, and because the bar eventually does hey, it's time to go.
Yeah.
But by that point, you're all just sitting there outside the Coliseum, still kind of questioning yourselves. What should we do? How should we go look for Apollyon? When suddenly, just a interdimensional door opens up, and this giant red thing comes flying out, bat-like wings on its back, spread wide, and goes flying into the air. Apollyon, describe it for us.
Beam.
Yeah, I soar down straight for them, and as they duck, I fly overhead and circle around, and then kind of hover about 6 feet off the ground, and then just drop right in front of him in like the hero pose. Be like, I'm back, baby.
Where did you go? What happened? Did you kill the Zaeim? Is he okay? What happened?
Wings!
Right, wings too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you like these? Pretty sweet, huh?
I didn't think just calling yourself Apollyon the Dragon would give yourself wings. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, you should try it sometime. It's called self-affirmation, brother.
I think Blood will just have a bit of a character break. He's just gonna run up and just fucking give Apollyon just a fucking hug for a little bit, and then he's gonna step back and he's just gonna pull his knife out, put it to his throat. He goes, "You threatened the fucking Zaeim? Crazy!"
Yeah? Well, I didn't know what to do at that point, but it all worked out, okay?
He's just gonna give
Turns
him another
out,
hug, fucking
He
while
was
he's
somebody
saying
I knew
this.
from my past.
He's like, just don't fucking do that again. I can't lose you, brother. Just don't, please.
Wings!
Yeah, the wings, they're cool, whatever.
He's saying with a knife to his throat, I can't lose you
No,
again.
he pulled that back. He gave him another hug. He's just like, he goes, yeah, the wings, all right. You were already ostentatious before. All right, I get it. Now you're even more so. That's perfect. Do those tuck in? Do they disappear? Or are they always there?
Oh no, this is all me, baby.
Oh, God damn it.
I
So not
suppose I
only
could
do you
hold them up. Let
Not
me
only
see.
can you
I thought
scream your
struggle for a
name
minute.
everywhere we go, but now you're just gonna fly in like a fucking angel. Not just a red. What are you now? You're dragon, but you're a minotaur.
I'm a
Are
red
you
Minotaur angel, obviously.
Are you a Megan? Is that what we're gonna call you, or a Drinotaur? I don't know what you are anymore. You're still Apollyon though. You're my buddy.
That's right,
Everything's
baby.
kind of
And
right
I'm
in
the
the world.
two-time champion. I lift up the belts.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's gonna punch him. He's like, yeah, buddy. He's like, I heard you chopped his head off, though, bro. You didn't want to keep that fight going, maybe?
No, he followed us around for too long, taunting me. I couldn't stand that anymore.
Yeah, you got your
Groovy
manhood
Bear
back,
had
buddy.
to go.
I'm proud of you. Wish I could have been. Well, I was there to see it, actually. We got done with our thing, and we were able to see your fight. So I was happy I got to see you in action again. It's been a while.
All right. All successful, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, it went well. We lost Willow, but that was because Willow was a bit of an idiot. But I still love her. I've grown respect for her. I'm gonna help her out if I can. But yeah, she's gone. We'll tell you. I'll tell you
Yeah,
about
it's
that
like
later.
that sometimes.
But you're back. That's all that matters. Where did you go?
Not entirely sure. Somewhere in the palace?
Well, I've only been in there a few times, so once really, and I didn't see everything. But all right,
I mean,
let's go.
this was like the throne room, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it could be. Let's
It
go
wasn't.
somewhere where we can talk, hash this stuff out, get a rest, and let's get the hell out of the city. Because I have a feeling things are gonna get pretty nutty pretty soon. He's bound to go
Alright.
check on some things, and some things will be gone.
Ain't that the truth? Well, it is late in the evening. It's probably around 11 o'clock at night. But the city of Rowena is yours. Where are you wanting to head?
To bed. It's 11
I'd-
at night.
I'd say
Yeah,
we probably.
fair.
I mean, I'd say Kozic and Blood probably their business. They probably have like a stash house or like their own little vault somewhere that we could probably go hide out in.
Kozic definitely has his own vault that's in
Yeah.
the basement of his place, and I'm sure he'd probably help you out if you wanted to put up.
Well, if
there.
I were to ask around, I'm sure there are rooms for champions around here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because, the previous champion won't be using his suite anymore.
I was thinking about hiding out, but if he
Oh,
came
yeah.
back and he's not dead, maybe we'll be okay. But still, something low key, please. Low key for me.
How about high key, but very, very nice?
That's the exact opposite of what I just said.
Agreed.
So like, there's
We're negotiating.
well, there's plenty of bars in Rowena, or plenty of inns in Rowena, and there's a casino. There's all sorts of fun places to go. Are you just wanting to find the nearest inn, or you wanting to head to Kozic's, or what?
Is there anything near his place that fits the bill of nice?
Make a history check. Let's see, what action do I have?
Oh, God. 2 4s back to back at 12.
Well,
Did he get advantage since he did used to live here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, what wrong with watch, it's gonna be another 4 though. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, sure.
17.
There's a bar or an inn not far from Kozic's. It's the Beggar and Mug. It's in a residential quarter, south on the southwestern side, which I think is where Kozic is. Its neighbors include a merchant named a halfling merchant. There's some interest. The inn is a 2-story timber and brick structure with reinforced wooden door and a smooth stone floor. Accommodations consist of a single large room with wooden cots and a mezzanine with several wooden cots. A secret door, blah blah blah. So
Blood's like, yeah, it's perfect, but he knows this isn't ostentatious enough for the champions. Let them go where they want to go. He'll go with them.
So
pouting the whole way.
You're gonna find a much more expensive looking bar. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
or inn? I mean, not bar. Inn.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Blood, he's got his money on him. He'll pay for it.
Okay. So the nicest bar in the area that you would know is with that 17 is a place called the Zaeim's Grace. It's a very lavish 3-story sandstone structure with terraces and its own little miniature garden on one of the roofs. It's very beautiful, and it actually has a mosaic of the Zaeim handing like a big stack of coins to somebody. So it's ostentatious as hell. And when you step inside, you see a room covered in tapestries and curtains. You got the dancing girls going around in their veils and scarves and the belly dancing and all of that. There's a half-orc behind the bar, big old beard, filed down teeth, and as you step in, he waves it at your group as you all enter the bar, and he says, "Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Zaeim's Grace."
Just backing up a real quick second, as we pass that statue of the Zaeim passing like coins to the peasant or whatever.
Mosaic.
Sure, the mosaic. I lean over to Blood. I'm like, we saw what happened when you do that in real life.
Yeah, but we know what he is. He can do it.
Just
get
real
away
quick.
with
That's all I wanted. I just wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much?
So the bartender recognizes us. Awesome.
For I guess how many rooms are we guys want to get? Or
how many rooms you getting?
I'm going to ask the bartender. Do you have anything special for champions? You know, the night of. You know, seriously, when else are we going to have this fame?
You're the champions of the arena. I wasn't able to see it myself, but I heard about the match. It sounded incredible. Oh, for champions such as you,
it wasn't nothing.
I'm willing to give you my best rooms. The Zaeim's Palace is what I call it. And it's a most beautifully furnished room There's one gigantic double bed. If you want to all share, I'll send in some extra beds for you. But that's my best room, and I'm willing to give it to you for 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, Blood will give it to him. Yeah, he'll give him 20 and be like, he goes, if you could just toss anything for the champions in, anything you can think of, go ahead. He's giving him another extra 10 gold for that.
Oh, yeah, he picks it up and winks, and he says, 2 bottles of my finest champagne, here.
Blood, just from previous experience, we all might want a different room from the Golden Boi himself.
Alright,
He makes quite a bit of noise at nighttime, should we say?
Well, Blood's gonna be like, hey, I just heard that Eloise knows about the different, how humans and dragons.
Right. We're not talking about that right now.
So, do you guys need a room? Apollyon needs one, and then Veil and I share one. I mean, is that how we want to do this, or?
It was an information gathering expedition only.
I tell you what. If he decides to go that route, we'll get another room at that time. How about that?
How many rooms are you wanting besides the master suite?
I think we need at least one more. Let's do 2 extra rooms. 2 would be nice and lavish.
Okay.
If I could make a suggestion, and I kind of pull the group in a little closer, and speak more towards Blood. Say, considering the situation, I think we should stay close tonight. And I gesture to all of us.
I agree. Tell you what, we could still get the rooms, but we stay in one together tonight.
And
what's the point in buying 3 rooms if we're only using 1?
It's
it's
we've
called,
got plenty of money.
So
Not worried.
Veil gestures towards the somatic symbols and the Tilium, and he kind of says, "Do you ever see when I use the mirror image spell on myself?"
I think I've seen it at least once.
So, and I kind of explain how if there's multiple targets, it's harder to pick the right one, and kind of reference that towards getting multiple rooms.
All right, fair enough. However,
think of it when I taught Eloise find the lady. You're hunting for that one card amongst 3. It's gonna be.
I understand what you're saying now. However, Polly, do you plan on having nighttime? Are you inviting over Biscuit, should we say?
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm going to get him right now.
We're going to want a different room than him.
We will get 2 extra rooms then, just to make sure everybody's comfortable. But Blood, he's gonna kind of wink at Veil and be like, "I get you."
Okay. So you go back to the bar, to the innkeeper, and you tell him you want 2 more rooms, which for an additional 10 gold, you get 2 more rooms.
Okay. He'll do it.
Okay. And he leans in and he tells you, "This is champion's rate, so don't expect this from everyone."
Oh no, we appreciate it, but well, you know how he's loud in the arena? It's not the only place he's loud. Let's just put it that way.
He chuckles knowingly and says, "I've been running an inn for many years. I know what you mean."
He's actually quiet in the arena. If that makes sense.
Oh God, stop it!
So you're gonna want to put a silent spell on his door.
Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, so
I think it'll be fine.
Well, so anyway, you're given 3 keys, and he sends a little dwarf kid to show you where the rooms are. One of the workers there, and you're led up. The master suite's very big, and we're talking like Vegas style bedroom type of thing.
Nice.
The other 2 rooms are adjacent to that one, and they're smaller. They're fairly standard rooms. 2 beds, a dresser, a lamp, that sort of thing. But now, Apollyon, you said you're gonna go back and try to find Biscuit?
Yeah, wasn't he at the other place that we were at last time? The other bar where
he was staying at. he was staying at the Coliseum at the time, and then you went and fought the tournament.
Oh, he was in the tournament. If he lost, did he die?
No,
No,
he
he's
didn't.
alive.
He's still alive. He stayed there with your group when he met up with Apollyon, but his team was disqualified because all of them died but
so
him.
he didn't get another match, right?
No, so
Okay.
he didn't fight on. He was just hanging out at the Coliseum with your group to hang out with you.
I was unclear of the tournament rules, if he would be forced to fight the next match or if he was okay.
No,
DQ'd.
he was just
What was the
disqualified.
DQ for?
His other 4 teammates died,
So he
Ah.
couldn't go home.
but
Yeah.
he fought and survived his match. But the yeah,
Exactly.
I was just
So
I
he
was
would have.
assuming they didn't have matching outfits.
well,
But
you solved that with the dodgeball thing. You just
Yeah.
get sex worker outfits.
Yep.
well, actually, before we get into that, because I just saw what time it is. Let's go ahead and take our break. Okay. So we'll
Very
be back
good.
in about 10 minutes, folks. Stay tuned.
Okie dokie.
Oh, that was my fault.
Yeah,
Quick
that
fun
one
fact
ain't
about
on
the
me.
whole my wife being a bigger sports fan than me. We named my son after the Indianapolis Colts. His name's Colton.
I'm totally naming my kid Chalupa Batman. Be much
Oh my god, yes.
That was the best thing I could have brought us back on, so thank you for that, everybody. But hey, we're back in
Batman.
Chalupa Batman and
CB.
the Indianapolis Colts. So awesome. But hey, we're back, everybody. And when we last left off, Apollyon just went looking for Biscuit, and I was like really wanting to drag this out. Like maybe I could make Rowena last another month, but I'm gonna say no.
Jesus Christ.
But
Find
no.
out the Sapphire place.
Yeah. But no, Biscuit is still there. You can go get him. He's still at the Coliseum. I just wanted to know if you remembered where you left him last. Now, if you take him back to the inn, he will go with you. But at the time, he also does let you know, Apollyon, that since the tournament's now over, he's going to be heading back home here soon.
Well, I'm gonna ask him if he wants to come with us.
Now, Apollyon, as much as I'd love to do that, I do have my own commitments back in Laverne. I'm still technically owned by the company there.
Who wants to do that? Be owned by somebody else? Come with us. We're free. We travel the world. We get money, cool items, and do whatever we want, really.
Well, I pretty well do that as well, Apollyon. Just in my own way, and not really ready to leave that just yet. I definitely would love to see you again and meet up with you, but I do still have some commitments that I have to uphold.
Ah, I see. You must be scared. Scared that I've surpassed you so much that you couldn't hold a candle to me anymore. I see how it is.
God damn, dude.
Oh.
God. Okay, if we're just gonna keep dragging this out, then let's because that's like some fighting words there.
You see what I've become. You don't think you're worthy to stand by me, do you?
I assume we're not even there, right?
No,
He
you're
just
not
went to
really
get
even-
him.
Yeah, you're not even there. He's walking back, and trying to think of what I want to do with this here. Yeah, he's just going to go ahead and haul off and slug you, I think, to see how strong you actually are.
Yeah.
Did I ever make
All right, let me see that attack roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his character sheet. Give me a second.
You're gonna fight before they fuck.
Hell of a way to break up with Biscuit, man. Jeez.
Well, I moved things around because I didn't think I needed it anymore, and now I gotta find it.
He's just got a plus 18.
I mean, it's
right?
okay. You can just be like, yeah, it's cool.
Plus 18 to attack, right? I don't know what it was.
Oh, now I know where it is. It's in the fucking debauchery circuses area. That's
Okay.
right, because that's where you all were. So it's not even in the Fab 5 here. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna fudge it.
Alright, so in the meantime, Liam is dancing with Eloise in celebration and libations. What's Blood doing to...
Oh my god, I rolled a fucking 3.
you went to punch him, but you like gave him like the most feminine slap, like
No, like
gently grazing him.
he turns and like tries to punch you, Apollyon.
Slap some people, and I've like split lips and made noses bleed, and that's without a closed fist. There's ain't nothing gentle necessarily about feminine slap.
No, not at all.
Just a warning.
But what happens is he swings at you, Apollyon, but you were expecting it. You knew that's exactly what was going to happen. So you just kind of move his fist and allow him to flow past you a little bit. He kind of laughs at that, and he says, "Maybe you're right, Apollyon. Maybe I'm not on that level with you anymore. And maybe it does intimidate me."
I mean, that's all right. If you're satisfied with your life here, you go and live it, buddy.
Well, I'm going to give it up
I got
to you.
things I gotta take care of in the wider world.
I will allow you to make a persuasion check if you really want to push him to try to get him to come with you. But he does have a life back.
I just don't think
in his own
anybody
thing.
should be a slave.
Yeah. Well, from his perspective, he kind of isn't while he still
Yeah,
is.
he works for someone. He's not
Yeah.
a slave.
Well, technically, his contract is owned by somebody. He also has a lot of freedom.
Oh, wow. A nat 1.
That one, the dice have spoken.
The
Indeed.
only other die I rolled this time was the nat 100.
Yeah, that's crazy. And for those of you who are wondering, the wings are because of the nat 100 on the
I figured.
roll.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't planning on giving him dragon wings, but he rolled a fucking 100. This is like the third 100 this game has rolled for a question. So now we're gonna have to
This game's
decide
awesome.
to do something different for the next 100. But yeah, Biscuit, like he loves you and he wants to continue a relationship with you, but he also has his own his own life that he's created. And while, yeah, from your perspective, you see him as just a slave, from his perspective, he's made a life for himself. He's a commander in this militia of his. So he's a lieutenant, actually, I believe he was. So I mean, he at least has some authority, and trying to get him to uproot his life that he's created is going to take a little bit more persuading than just, hey, just come with me, you can be free. And with the Nat 2, that just kind of sealed the story. That this at this point at least it's not meant to be, but who knows? Because he still
It's fine. Well, we had some good times, old buddy. Clap him on the back. Probably a little harder than I meant to, but
yeah, probably. But at the same time, he does say, "Now, I do want to keep seeing you, Apollyon. Anytime you can make it to Laverin, or anytime I can get away, I would love to see you again."
all right, I'll let you know if I'm passing through. Take care of yourself.
Well, he was still going to come and have one last night with you,
Yeah,
just
sure.
so you know.
Sure, yeah,
but-
let's do it.
Yeah.
Off screen.
But the two of you make your way back, and it's a little bittersweet because the knowledge that he doesn't want to necessarily go with you is a little sad, but and that may reflect a little bit in the night's activities. But all of you do head off to bed and are able to have a full night's rest. So, is there anything else anybody wants to do before the end of the evening?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be reading the whole time, so I'm willing to take a point of exhaustion.
You're going to take a point of exhaustion just to keep reading through the night. Okay.
Oh, actually, wait, hold on, wait. We have not gotten a long rest since before the heist, correct?
You have not. Oh, no, you have.
You did.
Yeah, no, you did.
Heist like a day or two before the tournament ended.
A day before it. So, so you did get a long rest, and you had some time to, get a few things done and gather up your things again. But
okay.
So it's up to you if you want to use your long rest or not.
All right. So what I was stating a while back was basically any chance I got, I was just going to start reading the book.
Well, this is your chance so far. You've gotten 2 hours from waiting for Apollyon, and now if you're going to use the 8 hours of a long rest, you can get 8 hours for that.
I'll just do 4 hours, and then I'll do the 4 hours of trance.
Okay. So
I'm at 42.
Okay, so that's 4 more hours that you've added to that, so that's 6 total. Then you go off to bed for your 4 hours of trancey rest that half elves do. Anybody else?
Obviously, I'm gonna animate the dead in the hole that I've had animated before. Just reestablish, reassert control over them.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. Does anybody else have anything they want to do in the evening? I say looking specifically at Liam and Eloise.
Nothing's going on.
Apparently we were dancing and my dexterity save was a 2.
Yeah. So she probably whipped a couple people in the face.
Well, again, it's like midnight by this time, so there's not a lot of people in the bar.
Knocked a couple things off the table,
yeah,
whatever.
That's fine. It wasn't your best time of dancing, but you do spend a couple hours together chilling and enjoying each other's company before you both make your ways to your bed. I imagine Blood was like somewhere hiding, listening in, hoping to hear something.
Every time he sees like Liam, if he looks over his shoulder, he's just like,
"Oh,
like the stingers." Liam has no idea what he's fucking talking about, bro. He's like,
Probably not. Yeah. Yeah, we all get a good night's rest.
Yep. you all do get a good night's rest and are able to get that long rest. So
Eloise is gonna try to get everyone to cuddle puddle on the bed, though.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
With Biscuit and Apollyon?
No, we're putting them in one of the smaller rooms, and we're taking the suite.
Fair enough.
Well, the suite only has one big bed, so cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
Cuddle puddle.
Matt never turns down a cuddle puddle.
Once you two are done
This is
having
to see if
your
you guys
fun.
can hear us.
Oh fuck! All right. Hold on. I've got a 20 passive perception.
Yeah.
Blood fucking hears.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyone with a passive perception definitely hears it.
Once you're done with your fun times, you can come and join the cuddle puddle.
No.
Oh yeah, nice.
I mean, I enjoy a biscuit. I don't want to smell. Never mind. We're not going there.
Don't go there.
This is the most difficult long rest we've ever attempted.
It's true. It's true. It's okay. It's okay. Take all the time in the world. I get paid regardless. Oh wait a minute, I don't get paid. Oh well. Anyway,
we'll get our long rest.
Yeah, absolutely. You all get your long rest. Those of you in the cuddle puddle enjoy some bonding time. It's probably a little sweaty with Apollyon and Biscuit there, but whatever. And you all wake up the next morning to a lovely meal prepared by the innkeeper, and to celebrate your victory. You're given this free of charge. Your meal is made up of boiled eggs and leek cakes and smoked crab and rye biscuits, and everyone gets a nice tankard of cider to go along with it. And people are still coming up to your group after as you're eating, and like congratulating you and wanting to get your autographs and all that stuff. So it's the morning becomes a bit of a procession. Veil, you can go ahead and add another hour to your book.
All right.
Because I imagine you're sitting there barely eating, just reading the book the entire time.
Correct.
I'm still not signing my real name. I'm signing Liam.
Sure, absolutely. But eventually, your meal is finished and the day is yours. So, Fab 5, what do you want to do in Rowena today?
I gotta hit up that market.
Okay, and then where were we going? We were gonna go somewhere to meet Ohm?
Oi!
Isn't
Yeah.
that like the next thing?
Yeah, what Vesuvius is there? It starts with, I can't remember the name of the city. It's a V.
Venuis.
No,
Venuis, thank you. Yes, Venuis.
no matter where we go, and I tap Vale on the shoulder because he's deep in his reading.
Huh?
And I'm all like, we have to send a message first.
Okay. And the message? Yes. So we don't get the swords drawn again. I understand.
Right, exactly.
Is there anywhere, any market I could exchange my... So, I gave Corin my Ring of Protection for his headband, the Charisma headband.
Sure.
I realized I didn't want to do that trade afterwards, but Corin deserved it at the time. So, can I trade my... or find a market where I can get another Ring of Protection? I'm willing to even trade my Bracers of Defense for it.
Well, you can certainly try. The bazaar is
Okay.
huge. It has tons and tons of stalls and things of that nature. So if you all want to head to the bazaar, you can certainly do so. Apollyon, you no longer need your boots of flying anymore. Do you do anything about that?
Around, I'll say, does anybody have any use for these? I've developed an even better way.
Does Eloise want them?
Eloise is raising her hand in
she's-
enthusiasm.
Does she throw her shoulder out, putting her arm in the air?
I think her tail raised up to volunteer as well.
Probably.
Well, here you go, Miss Eloise. Let's just say you owe me a favor.
I'll braid your hair anytime.
All right.
So with that in mind, let's look at attunement slots real quick. What are you attuning to since you don't have to use the boots anymore, Apollyon?
Belt of Dwarven Kind.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have that attuned while you're having your breakfast. Blood, what are you currently attuned to?
The cloak, the headband of intellect, and then he's not going to attune yet to the new bow. He's still got the hand crossbow in his wrist pocket.
Fair enough.
Holy smokes, my character's strong.
Yeah, it is. Eloise, what are you currently attuned to?
I'm currently attuned to my cloak of protection and my staff.
Okay, so you had a slot open?
Yeah, because I wasn't
you-
using the moonsicle.
Okay.
You've
So
got
I gave
bracers of defense.
No, I gave those
No,
to
she
Liam.
doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
can't
well-
have the bracers and a shield.
Well, if you've
Right.
got the moon sickle, you can
No,
do that again.
I gave the moonsicle.
Oh.
But that's what the boots are for. So
And
cool.
she also has a double shooting crossbow that she has the ability to attune to.
No, that I don't think that didn't need to be attuned, did it?
Yes, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
If you wanted
Yeah.
to get the second shot out of it.
It doesn't say.
No,
No, it's just-
we decided that it doesn't because it was specifically
okay.
it's not a magical item, it's a tinkered item.
Yeah.
So it does.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
just when you use that, when you make an attack, if it hits, you can use your bonus action to do a second shot.
Yeah. But
What about the Scarab of Protection?
do we have
I'm
that?
not attuned to that yet.
We're,
it's what
I
you
don't
got
think we're
out of-
dealing with things you stole from the vault yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping to get something that might help me be a little harder to hit. Because I have my Cloak of Protection, which gives me.
+1.
I think is it +1? Yeah, it's a +1.
Did
Which
you
is why
want
my
braces
dexterity
of
saving
defense?
throw isn't -1. And a +2 shield, so I was hoping to maybe find something.
Did you want Bracers of Defense?
I can't use the bracers and the shields. It's one or the other.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I gave my bracers to Liam.
Because she gets
Okay.
essentially a +4 with that shield.
So, are you also looking for a Ring of Protection?
Well, I think eventually she's going to use that scarab.
Well, yeah, and also keep in mind
She only
attunement
has-
slots.
yeah. Well, Miss Eloise, if you're not going to use those the boots you have now, I don't need them. But I would say, Mr. Veil, would you like to be a little bit harder to see when you try to sneak around?
I'm pretty full up. I've got the Bracers of Defense.
Those boots
Elven-
don't need
yeah.
to be attuned to.
Oh, and what does it do?
They're
Boots
just
of
boots of elven
elven
kind. They give you advantage on stealth checks.
Sure.
She just can't wear the winged boots over the elven boots.
You don't want to wear 1 and 1.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way.
I'm just kidding. She wears them on
She
her
gets
hand
1
and
and
just
1,
walks on
Vale
all
gets
fours.
1 and 1. They both get full stats. Why not?
I mean, I could
Yeah.
wear them, but it would just be obnoxious at that point.
Every time
Yeah,
they
I
fly,
mean-
they run into each other and like bounce off each other the entire time.
The
That
boots
would,
want to fly together.
That would work considering my stealth is only a +2.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Liam's pretty good. Actually, does he have? No, he wore them once, but he's pretty good with stealth. Blood is.
Yeah, Vale
blood
could
is
use them
blood.
far more than I could. No offense.
None
My
taken.
stealth is -1 with or without the boots, so.
How do I
Yeah.
add this?
Okay, and Liam, what are you attuned to right now?
He's
Currently,
dragging
I am
you.
attuned to the Bracers of Defense, Flame Tongue Flail, and the Hexbane Bow.
Well, by this point, your meals are all finished. Eloise, you have some new shiny boots on your feet that magically contort to your feet, which is always cool.
They shrink.
Yep, you pass off the boots to Veil.
I mean, they
to make
should
them-
really be on an elf, right? Because they are
Yeah.
boots of elven kind.
Exactly.
Boots of tobacco. Their cape of tabaxi kind is what he's got.
There are no rules.
But you all make your way from there to the bazaar, which is a gigantic, bustling place filled with shop stalls and with basically everything you can imagine. This is the market of Agrabah. So sugar dates and figs, sugar dates and pistachios.
God damn
You know.
Jeremy.
Nice.
but you start walking around and looking. Vale, you said you want to look for another ring of protection, so go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yes, sure. Investigation. I'm going to use a lucky point
Okay.
to just look a little bit harder.
Okay. Maybe.
Just
A little
harder.
bit.
So from a 12 to a 13.
Just
Wow.
a little bit.
That is unfortunate. You spend quite a bit of time, a good hour or so, walking around the bazaar, looking from shop to shop, and although you do find many places that sell just jewelry and bangles and trinkets, nobody that you can find is selling a ring of protection.
Okay.
Is there anybody selling, like, maybe a shield, like shields where maybe I can upgrade mine, or?
You have a
Go
plus
ahead.
2.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Ten.
Yeah. It's difficult. There are plenty of vendors selling things. Like you do find a shop clerk that's a dwarf that's selling adamantine weapons and armor, but compared to your +2 shield, they don't have anything that would do anything better. And honestly, the dwarf, when he examines your shield, because you at this point you're getting frustrated. You and Vale have been moving around together looking for shops, and neither of you are finding what you want. And so you show him the shield, and he's like, Lassie, this is one of the best made shields I've ever seen. There are shields out there that could perhaps have more different effects and things like that, but the odds of finding something better than what you have here is pretty slim.
Yeah, the dwarves in Morag were pretty great.
Aye, they are. I'm from there myself. It's a wonderful country.
Oh, that's awesome! Do you know this guy who he's a tinkerer. His name is Fucklerall. Do you know him?
Fucklerall. That's a funny name there, but I haven't been back to the home country in many years.
I'm gonna take out the light crossbow that he tinkered for me, and I'm like, he made this.
Advantage Veil.
That was
No, I know. It was an. I didn't mean to press it, and I wanted to see if it gave it auto advantage because I added the sheet. So yeah, okay. Sorry, that was a non-roll. I'm sorry.
No, I was just what's he trying to?
So actually, I kind of thought that's what he was doing too, trying to stealth away at that.
Yeah. Just sneak away.
Yeah, just sneak away. That'd totally be a Veil thing to do. But the dwarf is impressed with the crossbow because it's complicated and a masterwork. And he actually offers you 4,000 gold for it.
I ain't gonna tell you what to do.
That's up to her.
I've offered you guys this crossbow so many times, and you've said no every time.
Well, we don't need it. You wanted it. It was for you. If you want 4,000 gold more than the crossbow, that's up to you. It's 100% your choice.
Blood's got a pimpin' ass.
Do you remember how much you paid for it?
No, Eloise doesn't care about money.
Blood spent 2 on his hidden blade, so I can't imagine hers was that much more.
I don't remember exactly, but I think this would be a profit.
I think it would too.
Yeah.
Again,
But
Eloise
is
doesn't care about that.
it worth getting rid of it? Yeah, I mean, because.
Well, then,
sure
if you don't care about the money, then tell the vendor that.
No, then he might ask for less.
It's totally up to her.
Blood Summer's just like.
I think she's saying she'd rather keep it.
There's a disturbance in the force. What?
Well, I imagine you're all here at the bazaar together.
No, yeah, you can be 100% be right beside me. Like, if you have something to say
So
it.
don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't use it much, but I mean that is a rather valuable item. I mean, it could do you some good. I mean, it's totally up to you. I'm not going to tell you to get rid of it, but I think it could be useful. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I guess if I run out of spells, it would be good to have it.
It's always good for a backup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could help teach you to help shoot it a little better. I mean, give you some lessons.
Okay.
No.
And then I'm gonna give the merchant Fucklerall's information so that way maybe he can like make a deal so that way they can sell each other's stuff, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He'll write down the information and he'll say, this actually is a pretty interesting piece. I might write a letter to this Fucklerall and see if we can work out some sort of deal.
He's an eccentric little gnome, sir. You'll have a great time with him.
Don't eat his mushrooms.
Yes. Do not.
It was a lot of fun.
No, it wasn't.
He puts his finger to his nose, you know. Oh, I get you.
Is he a weaponsmith or like a
He's an armor. He's an armor smith. He's adamantine armor dealer.
All right.
So I'm gonna ask him, since I searched the bazaar on my own to look for a ring of protection. I'm gonna say, ask him if he knows of any stall or merchant that sells magic rings, of the protecting sort.
Well, he tells you, well, I do have this adamantine ring mail right here that would work to protect you just fine.
I think he means more of the hand kind, sir.
Yeah, and I.
Oh, well, I do have some ring mail gauntlets here, if that's more of your speed.
And I show him, I kind of look at my robes and say, I'm not really much of the armor-wearing type. However beautiful it is, I don't think my thin frame can support the weight of this.
Much appreciated, though, sir.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm gonna... let's see, it's a 15.
You gonna burn a little luck point already?
Yeah. You know what? No, I'm not. I think 15's pretty good. Persuasion.
Okay. Well, 15's middling, and he leans in close and he's to you and he says, well, I don't know of any shops around here in the bazaar that sell them, but and he kind of looks to his left and his right and says, you might try this place, Another Man's Treasures. They tend to they tend to get items that wouldn't be sold here at the bazaar, if you get my meaning. He puts his
Blood's
finger to his nose again.
Blood look at Veil's like, that's actually a good idea. He might have something.
And Veil mirrors what he did earlier, and finger to the nose, gives him a nod.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I guess
Before we
Blood.
leave-
Oh,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I was
go
just gonna ask if he had the tools to be able to grind up one of my diamonds into dust.
Now that he could do.
It's
wouldn't be
time consuming though.
Yeah, while he's not a jeweler is really be able to do it the quickest. He does have a grinding stone and could probably spend a good hour or two, probably just an hour grinding it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So while we continue to shop, he could get started on that most likely.
Yeah, and he'll charge you 10 gold pieces for the work. It's not difficult. It's just slow. But yeah, absolutely. He'll take a diamond and the 10 gold and tell you to come back in about an hour, and he'll do that for you.
So this Other Man's Treasure place sounds like the magic shop to see in town.
I've heard it's very good.
All right. With a blood blessing, it sounds like the place to go.
Well, on our way there, Blood wants to start looking for like a weapon shop or a magic shop to see if he could find any more strings for a bow, like the blazing bowstring.
I think the magic shop would be the best place for that, honestly.
Yeah, but this particular magic shop, he doesn't do enchantments.
Okay.
Yeah, so Liam, I know there's still some things that you wanted to pick up from the bazaar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I think the main item I'm looking for would be at the magic shop.
It's
honestly.
not a magic shop.
Oh, it's not a magic shop?
No,
Well,
it's
could I
It's like a
talk to
fence.
this dwarf in Dwarven and try and finagle him to my own desires then?
I mean, if you're wanting to ask him out on a date, you can just do so, Liam.
No. I'll switch over to Dwarven. So, Mr. Great Beard, friend here, I suppose you didn't see any of the championship matches, but I'm not so much for carrying heavy objects, and I've got quite a few to myself here. Any chance you've heard of someone who sells a quiver of Elanana? I may not be pronouncing that right.
You're not. And actually,
Elana!
and actually in 5e, it's actually not even called that. That's the funny thing.
Oh, damn it. That's what I thought it was called, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's I'm not sure where that came from, but in just 5th edition, the stuff I have here on Roll20, it's just called an efficient quiver, and I'm not fucking joking at all.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's
I
called.
want an efficient quiver!
I know, it's like, I Googled the thing you asked for, and then I saw what it was, and I put it into Roll20, and it wasn't there, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just typed the word quiver, and I found it, and it literally
right
says
there
the
in the
exact...
DM guide. I thought it was a basic 5e thing.
I know, right? Like, I thought so too. And then I just typed the word quiver, and efficient quiver came up. And so I don't know if they changed the name of it or what. It's weird, but it literally does the exact same thing.
Okay.
But,
Well,
yes. So go ahead and make your persuasion check.
Can I make it with advantage if he saw the tournament?
Well, I was going to say that because because of the tournament and because you're talking to him in Dwarvish, I was going to give you advantage. But if you're going to ask me before I finish the fucking sentence,
I'll roll normal. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. A 20, a decent roll.
It is a 20. And all I'm saying is, let me finish my sentence, bro.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're right.
It's okay. But yes, even the 20, it's perfectly fine. You say this to him, and he's like, I saw you the tournament. That was an amazing final match. The weird friend over there kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I like you. And
which one?
Which one's the weird one?
I'm just gonna leave that out. I'm literally leaving that ambiguous, and Vale, you can take it however you want.
It's usually the drow.
But he says, now go down, go 2 rows down, cut across to the left, and you'll find a purple tent. Go in there, and you'll get what you're looking for.
Wasn't Mitchell's tent purple?
Much obliged, dear friend.
Mitchell had a shop, not a tent.
Yeah, but I thought I was thinking it was purple.
Yeah, but not every. He's not like.
He doesn't own the color purple.
Dude, you maybe it's a subsidiary of this.
No, it isn't.
Pop-up shop.
No, it's just a random magic shop. Liam, you go
Mitchell's.
walking. It's called Michael's.
Maybe you're thinking of Melvin's magical machinations.
Michael's.
It's just Michael's. And you go in it, and it looks like it's nothing but crafts. But then you get to the back, and then you see like lines of weapons along the back. And the tent is 10 times bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. Like it's just
It's organized like a Bed Bath & Beyond, and we found the Beyond section.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Part of the Bed Bath & Beyond.
You lose Eloise somewhere in the yarn aisle.
Yeah. Yeah, Eloise is just gone. You're never gonna find her again.
It's bigger on the inside. I love this place so much already.
But yeah, heading up to the shopkeeper, they have quite a few different items in the magical realm. Don't have a ring of protection, unfortunately, because Vale rolled so shitty. But there are a few items that you can get. So what are you looking for?
Apparently, an expeditious quiver, an excellent quiver, a super quiver. What's it called?
An efficient quiver.
Of course, I want the efficient quiver.
Damn right you want an efficient quiver. I mean, who wouldn't want a quiver that's efficient?
I took 2 weeks learning the name of the other quiver. I did not want to learn a new quiver name. Efficient. I gotcha. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I get it. I laughed my ass off when I saw it. But yes, if you're asking about a quiver that can hold multiple items, they absolutely do have one for sale. And the lady behind the counter, who apparently is named Michael, tells you that...
Michelle.
No, it's Michael. Don't judge her.
Mila.
And she tells you that an efficient quiver cost 10,000 gold pieces.
Holy sh!
With a big grin on her face.
10,000 gold pieces? That's quite efficient for an efficient quiver, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's an efficient quiver, I'd say. Anesthetics enchant giving her inspiration to blood. I mean, if you want efficiency, you have to pay for it.
You are correct in that instance. However, this is quite the beautiful quiver. Now let me tell you that straight out. However, wouldn't you get more business if more people came in here? Now this quiver obviously has markings of your shop. Michael's, obviously. Now, wouldn't that get more customers coming in here if all my travels out there show me using your wondrous quiver of sorts?
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check. Another one.
18? Still pretty
Another
decent.
one.
Yeah, still pretty damn good. You've been fairly persuasive today, and then she
We
says,
the best persuasion roll.
Yeah, she tells you that, well, I suppose I could, drop a few thousand gold off that price for someone who's willing to go around and tell everyone how wonderful Michael's is.
I would be happy to tell them with my words and nothing else.
Do you have leaflets?
Yeah, Vale standing behind her and just pipes in, "Do you have leaflets?" And she says, "Oh, well, I do actually have a stack of flyers that I was meaning to paste around town."
Unfortunately, that sounds like a long-term sort of agreement, and I'm looking for more of a short-term one. So, you can add 1,000 on for me not passing out your leaflets if you like.
Make one more persuasion check.
Alright.
Just because we're going to make this a bit of a challenge.
I can, I'll sky
Nat
my...
20!
Alright.
Okay, she's
Critical
willing.
persuasion.
Yeah, you know what? With that, she's willing to drop it by half and give it to you for 5,000 gold.
Deal!
What if there was an ability in 5e that was like, if you roll a 20 on any skill check, you automatically succeed?
That's what's going to happen in 1D&D.
Yeah, that's one D&D literally, and it's stupid. Guess what? Matt's not running.
That's the future of D&D, I guess.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
honestly, I think it's going to be nerfed. I really do. Honestly, I don't think they're giving free reign for anyone to roll and win with a nat 20. Basically, I think what they're trying to do with these rules is say, if they don't have the ability to succeed on a roll, just don't make them roll and tell them they failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's
like-
what it's going to be. They're just trying to limit the amount of rolls. And me, personally, I'd rather roll for it anyway, even if I'm going to fail, and that does happen. Sometimes the DC is higher than what is possible. I'd rather at least have rolled for it and known that, I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, there's always that question, well, is the DM just being a dick and saying no, or what? Me, like, I'll tell you no if it's something so fucking stupid that it's just not possible, but if it's within the realm, I'll at least let you roll for it.
Awesome. So with the 26 on the roll, I make the deal and I exchange 5,000 gold for this efficient quiver.
Damn right.
And immediately start like stuffing all these long weapons that I have into the top of it.
Yeah, probably, because you got quite a few things. You got a longsword, you got a staff, you got a spear.
I was literally
like
on the
Casey Jones over here.
precipice. I was on the precipice of like overage weight there.
Mhm.
Like, a monk really shouldn't be carrying that much, and this is gonna limit me down to 3 pounds for all of my gear.
That makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you just
absolutely.
reach in and you know what you want to pull out?
Well, like for instance, it has 3 compartments. It has a arrow compartment, a medium compartment that I can store javelins in, and a large compartment that I can store a quiver and a number of large items like my glaive, my quarterstaff, and stuff like that. So, it's just
and it's also you don't attune to it. So it's
yeah,
really
it's a
useful.
non-attunement item also. So it's
Okay, cool.
it's perfectly equipped for my particular style of monk. Honestly, just a lot of long weapons and don't want to deal with weight issues. And now I have a 4-pound boat and a 3-pound backpack that carries all my stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect.
So I put it on your character sheet for you. I know there's a few other things you're wanting, correct?
Yeah, I was curious about if they have +1 and +2 arrows.
They do have +1 arrows. +2 arrows, they have a small amount, but not too many.
I see. How many is a small amount?
They have 10 +2 arrows, and they have, you can buy up to 40 of the +1.
Gotcha. And if this quiver is the same as the other one, it holds 60 arrows, is that correct?
Correct.
Well, how much are you charging for these lovely crafted arrows here?
Let's see here. Yeah, you can hold 60 arrows in it.
Mm-hmm.
60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. So you can hold up to 60.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's make life a little easier to save time. Give me 2 persuasion checks.
All right. Persuasion. 2 times.
We're going to take the average of them.
17 and a 19, average of 18.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I am persuasive as hell today.
So, for the +2 arrows, 300
You
gold
are a
each.
champion.
Yeah. And for the +1?
For the +1 arrows, 7.
Wait,
So
you said 300 apiece for the +2s?
300 apiece for the +2s, and 70 apiece for the +1s.
Oh, 70. I thought you said 7, as in like
70.
700. Okay. I will take all 10 of their +2 arrows.
Okay, that'd be 2,500 gold.
Well, at 300 apiece, it'd be 300,
Or 300,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3,000. I'm sorry.
Right. So
3,000.
300 there, and then
3,000.
3,000. Yeah. And then to fill up my quiver, I still need another 50. Do they have that many?
I think they said they only had 40.
Yeah, 40.
40 times 70 is 2,800.
2,800.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and buy them out of arrows.
Wow, big spender. I
Did you guys
suppose,
get paid out for the championship? Like, did they give you gold?
He's counting the money that technically
We got a boon, is what we got. We didn't get gold except for what the crowd tossed to us. So, but I'm calculating in what you already said my share is.
Yep. Okay. I was just curious. Because I didn't watch.
We could have given to them last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
the,
didn't know.
The reality of things is most of that money is probably sitting in Vale's portable hole, because that's a shit ton of weight to carry around. So it's probably in there. Luckily, since you do have a portable hole in your group, it's a lot. It can hold a lot more than just a bag of holding but I'm willing to bet that bag of holding that Blood has is probably pretty close to full as well, with all this shit you guys have right now. But since he was at Kozic's, and between him and Blood, you are able to distribute it, so I'm not being as picky about the where the money is
Right.
Does this place sell magic items like bags of holding?
It certainly does. Were you actually with Liam?
I think he
I
was
assumed
traveling
it
with us,
was.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah. I'm just fucking with you. Yes, they do have. They do sell bags of holding.
What does a bag of holding go for?
For here, a bag of holding cost 10,000 gold. She tells you with a big grin on your face.
Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all set.
Fair enough.
Any chance you have, I've heard of this. It's, Qual's Token of the Tree. I'm not sure if it's different to you, or, like, I thought the last thing was the understood quiver name, but...
Yeah. So yeah, the Qual's Feather Token is a normal thing.
Okay.
They do have a tree token in possession. To make the dickering go by quicker, give me 2 persuasion checks.
Alright. 20 and a 17, average of 18.5.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Jeez.
She will sell
know,
you.
right?
She will sell you a tree token for 2,500 gold.
Deal.
Can I just out of game real quick?
Yeah.
Did we take that Qual's Feather token, or did the other group?
I think the other group did.
Okay.
Because it was just a fan, wasn't it?
Yeah, the fan
Feather
token.
token Veil has.
Oh, Veil has it? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so before I thought so. So before Liam makes that purchase, I kind of give him a look, and I say, I think I know a guy who has one that could be a little. And I look at the cashier, little more pleasant on your wallet.
Just so you know,
Hey, but that's a pretty decent price for what I'm asking for here.
I don't know what it is.
Well, there's multiple different of Qual's tokens, and so the one you're referring to might not necessarily be the exact same one that I'm asking for here.
It's not.
Okay.
Anyway, Liam purchases that and immediately hands it to Eloise.
Eloise is gone. You have no.
Eloise isn't there. Oh well, then I'll hang on to it for now.
Vale's just watching Liam like hand it back, and he's just staring at his hand. And Liam looks back, and no one's there.
Yeah, thought she was behind me.
Yeah, pretty much. She's in the yarn section right now.
All right. So, just for re-clarification, number of arrows I bought: 10 plus 2s, 40 plus 1s.
Correct.
Okay.
Go ahead and mark those down. Blood, you said you wanted to look for something as well?
He'll pull out his Desert Rose, and he's gonna pull the string off. Now, I'm curious if you can make something similar to this. I've got this in the Portland, or what? Good God, what fucking port? Portland, yeah. So I got this.
Port Valena.
Yeah, it's like it's got some magical properties. I wonder if you have anything similar. And he'll let her see the blazing bowstring so she can determine if she's got something.
She will pick it up and kind of examine it, and says that it's a very lovely piece that she's never seen before. She actually cast Identify on it to examine it. She thinks she can make one. Make something like this and imbue it with an elemental property. It would take some time to make, though.
My kid was talking to me at the moment. I'm sorry. I apologize. She said she could make it, I guess, and I guess what kind I want. Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, she could make one for you and craft it. It would take she said it would take time, but
how long do you think it would take you, per chance? Just asking.
So the two of you start talking shop, and I'm just going to do it a little simpler. How long? Like, are just basic. One dice extra of the elemental damage, just like the bowstring.
I mean, even if if it was something even, because I guess the blazing bowstring I think is what 2d6 fire, or is it 1d6? No, it is.
No, it's one. All of them are one additional die.
No, the scorching bowstring you gave me was 2d6.
Oh, that was the more powerful
one.
Yeah,
the acid one was only 1. But this one you put was 2d6.
Yeah, because it was 2d6 instead of 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it really depends on how powerful you're wanting it.
If something on this similar level, maybe a couple of different elements. I wouldn't mind maybe, something lightning based, or also a cold would be nice.
Yeah. So based on that, if you're doing a 2d6 of an element, she estimates it would probably take about a week of enchanting.
All right, and how much do you think that would run?
With the work and that sort of thing, she gives you a big grin and tells you probably 4,000.
Now, if I were to get a couple of them, can we start to put a package deal together?
You can. It's Rowena at the bazaar. You can always negotiate price. If you're wanting to get multiple of different elements, like you said, each one crafted takes about a week to make.
That's fine.
But if you're wanting 2 of them, she'd probably do that for 6,000 gold.
Now, I want to see if we can't kind of negotiate a little bit, do some hand deals, some trades here. Have you heard of the shop Another Man's Treasure?
Well, she kind of gives you a look and was like, no, not really.
Well, let's just say the shop can, from time to time, procure interesting and rare magic items that, well, it might need someone who could sell those items for them. And they would get a cut of selling said items. Now, this shop does come into fairly regularly some pretty decent items. If I could cut you in on a deal on this, I know the proprietor. Let's say we could get that down to maybe 4,000 for both of those.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
And I guess, do I need to make 2, or am I?
No, just making 1 persuasion check, because you're bargaining to make a deal.
Gonna burn that inspiration she gave me, so I'll go ahead and try right now.
Oh yeah, no, you had that.
It is a 20 and a 23.
Okay. With your 23 and the idea of working with the kind of specialist that procures items, she says that, well, if you're acting as the legal representative of said establishment and are willing to enter into a contract deal with this, I'd be willing to go as low as 4,000 on these items.
We've been looking for some other vendors to help sell our procured items, so yes, this would be most enjoyable. I can guarantee the proprietor would be most interested. And also, we do have a few ideas of some things we were looking to do. We might be able to team up, since you are someone who can help us enchant certain items. We've got a few ideas we could probably run by you that I think could benefit us both.
Yeah, absolutely. She's willing to make the deal with you. With that 23.
So I guess lightning and cold, guys. You think those would be those 2 good ones, or what other element?
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody?
It's
I mean,
you, bro.
I mean, it's. Or could she do necrotic?
What? You talking about? What are you talking about? Damage?
Yeah,
What
damage
about
types.
psychic?
Can she do psychic, like something like that?
Psychic is a little bit more complicated. She would be able to do that as for mechanics purposes, as a D12 instead of a 2D6.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
would
I
think-
guess.
Yeah, psychic would definitely be the best bet.
Yeah, maybe. All right, it's a psychic, and we'll go psychic and lightning. Yeah, if we could do that.
Okay, yeah, she will definitely do that. 2d6 lightning and 1d12 psychic. It will take a total of 2 weeks.
That's
so,
fine. And then
today
he'll get her the details, and then he'll, I guess he and Kozic can write up a contract and have them deal. But he'll have her deliver the items to Kozic to his shop, and then Kozic will get them out to him. We'll figure out a way.
Let's see. Yep, sounds good to me. So she's going to be working on that. Now today is the 4th of Sheridine. Oh, no, sorry, it's the 5th now. The 5th of Sheridine. So 14 days from now would be the 19th, and that's when these 2 items will be ready.
Yep.
So there you go.
Take 4 off my total.
Where is Eloise?
Yarn.
She's lost.
You see Eloise come around the corner and like yarn is just like wrapped all around her, and she's like, "There was an avalanche."
Indeed. Oh my god. Yeah, that's 100% true. She doesn't look too happy about that either. She's like, "What? Oh my god, what the hell happened?" And she comes running over it, and she's like casting spells, trying to pull all this off of you, and it's just a whole big
Kill me, and
thing.
just goes into the spiel.
Yeah, it goes into the spiel. And so it takes a while. You actually spend most of your afternoon here at the bazaar. The last at least couple hours just trying to untangle poor Eloise, who's covered head to foot in just yarn. But eventually you get yourselves clear. And you make your way out from the bazaar. Where are you wanting to go from there?
I'd say
Another man's
Kozic.
treasure?
Yeah, another man's treasure. Kozic shop.
Okay. It takes you a little bit. It's getting right around 3 o'clock by the time you make your way to Kozic's shop. Another man's treasure is just a little resell it shop that deals in found goods and tchotchkes and,
Like the
and
way you
things
put
like
that.
that. Yeah, but it's also a
goods.
yeah, found goods. It's exactly what it is. Found goods. It's a pawn shop that's actually a fence, is what it is. But you're led inside, and sure enough, behind the counter is Kozic, a dark-skinned man with a goatee and a bald head and big, bright white teeth. And he smiles as you all make your way in, and he's like, "Blood from a stone. Welcome back. How was the endeavor?"
It was successful, rather interesting, to say the least, but goals were accomplished, sir.
Ooh.
We actually have some well, I don't know if we want to sell them here or not. It might be just a smidge too hot. We'll talk about that.
He smiles and says, I don't think I want anything that you currently.
I understand. Yeah, I fully agree. But I did. You know how we've been looking, at least for a long time, because we just kind of take care of selling things on our own. Have you heard of that weird woman, Michael? I know her name it's not befitting her gender typically, but I won't judge. I've struck a deal with her that some of our more interesting finds that we might be able to procure, we could sell them through her shop and have another means of getting rid of the items through legal means. We just cut her in for a little bit of percentage, and she will move the items for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You spend some time explaining what exactly you set up, and Kozic is definitely amenable.
I also think you remember those things I was telling you about how we might try and duplicate those that underwater breathing and the seeing. She might be able to be the person we could take to maybe start enchanting those things for us.
Well, I think I'll just be heading down to the bazaar to talk to her myself. I suppose I should do that tomorrow morning.
Mr. Veil is actually looking for something. He recently had a ring that he traded for something, but what'd you call Mr. Veil? I don't remember the name of it you had.
So
but...
the ring of protection. Do you happen to have one?
He adjusts a ring that's actually on his finger, and he says, "Indeed, I do. I'm wearing it myself."
Okay, well, I'm assuming you don't want to part with it, which is fine, unless you do.
That would be remiss, but I suppose a reasonable offer wouldn't be refused.
Okay. I'm looking for a few more items. Maybe we could do a package deal. I'm not sure what... does this guy just have... Is it like a shop where it's like items float in and out like on the day, or does he have a big inventory?
This is literally a pawn shop. He doesn't have like a huge array of things. He does have a ring of protection that he's willing to let go. It is a very expensive item, but he'll sell it if you really want it.
And how about a trade? And I show him I'm wearing the Bracers of Defense, which grants +2 to your armor class.
He looks over the bracers, and they're very fine quality items. He tells you that he'd be willing to trade you the Bracers of Defense for the Ring of Protection and for 1,000 gold.
Okay, so let me just write that down real quick. 1,000. Okay, and then do you happen to have a... this is just a shot in the dark here. A cape, I don't even know how to say it. Montebank? Yeah, Montebank.
Montebank.
Roll a D100 for me.
You got it. That is under this page, I believe. Uh, 76. Trombones led the big parade.
Huh?
I have no idea either.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
It's
Is
a
it?
Music
Okay.
Man reference. It's a musical.
Gotcha.
How many clarinets were right behind? Anybody?
Oh fuck.
I got no fucking idea.
110
okay.
cornets
Yeah.
played the fair.
Yes. 110 was the
Oh my
number.
Well,
god, I need to rewatch this.
I had to
It's
sing
too
it
long.
to know it, yeah.
So I gave it a 25% chance that he would actually have this item, and you rolled a 76. So that's pretty funny. Yeah,
Nice.
he actually does have a Cape of the Montebank, which is a very a very rare item, and he tells you that he does have one, and he is, since you're a friend of blood, he's willing to sell it at cost, but it costs 20,000 gold.
Ooh. 20K. Let me see how much money I have. Yeah. Is it worth that? Okay. And then the last item I was inquiring about would be Darren's Instant Fortress. Darren's Instant Fortress. It basically gives you
A fortress at non-attunement.
yeah, like basically
it's a pricey item.
A free place to get a long rest that's secure.
Yeah, so I will absolutely tell you without rolling that no, he does not have this item. However, would you like to know how much in Rowena this would cost you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always
200,000 gold pieces.
All right, good to know.
Few of us would
Good
need to
to
chip in
know.
for that one, but we could do it.
That
How
is
many flyers would that
so.
be?
So, are you a lich yet? Because it's probably take that long to do it.
Okay.
So in the category of this item, it's called a game-changing item.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
really?
It really
you
is.
can literally drop it on like a group of foes. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I just know it's a wondrous item that's rare. I didn't,
Yeah,
I
it's
I liked what it
stupid.
did.
It is stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool item. I'm
Okay,
looking at it
very
right now,
cool,
but it's
yeah.
like,
Let me-
holy fuck.
I'm just don't mind me while I erase that off my wish list.
Yeah. You say as
So-
you have the literal one of the most expensive books in existence that you could definitely trade for.
yeah.
Yeah. Give me 2 days.
Nice.
Okay. So the cape and the ring with the bracers for trade would be 21K. Is there any way I could try to do a persuasion to get this price down?
Like he already told you that he was
It's for
giving you
cost.
the
It's a
the
blood
friend
bonus,
discount.
yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't I didn't raise it to Dicker. I just gave you the Rowena price of it.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
If you have another
reason why
item to
I'm-
trade, then you could trade some. You can trade some items, and he'll give you a good price for it. But
But he said he didn't want any of the items that we recently acquired. Correct?
no, straight up. No.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't have anything that would be any that I'm willing to give up. Like I don't want to give up the wand of magic missiles, and and I don't have anything else. Obviously, not the portable hole. So that's fine. I'm just maybe hemming and hawing over this because it basically gives me something that I already have, but it frees up a spell slot for me to have a different spell slot on. It gives me the use of Dimension Door once per day, which I had that spell, but it frees up the slot for me, so
It's up
I'm
to
kind
you.
of talking out loud. Yeah,
It's up to you if you
Um,
want to spend the money or not. You've got the money technically.
that's literally all the money I have,
Mm-hmm.
I
So
believe,
it's a-
right? We got
Yeah,
22.
we got
How important is it?
Yeah, it really boils
spell
down
slot, a freed up spell slot is pretty important. I'm gonna have to pass, just because that is a lot of money, and I can't. I think I can get something else, and I need money to spend on spells, copying spells down,
to. Mm-hmm.
and that would be all of it. So okay, so
One more
unfortunately, I'm
level.
gonna.
And you might be able to find The marvelous mansion spell.
Yeah, the spell.
Is that like the fortress?
Yeah, it's a 7th level spell. Mordenkainen's Marvelous Mansion or something like that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
Okay.
spells in D&D.
It's pretty
Yep.
tasty.
I'll have to look it up. All right, so unfortunately I'm going to pass on the cape, but I will take him up on the offer for the Ring of Protection swap with the Brace of Defense, and I will subtract 1,000 golds from my inventory.
Okay, that deal is done.
So Liam and Eloise have been talking on the side over here basically the whole time about how ridiculous this is. Anyway, mostly about names, kind of stupid conversation, but Liam looks over at her and he hands her this token. Kind of looks like an acorn made of wood or something like that. And he explains to her, "Now, I remember how much you hated parting with Desi, that short period of time that we needed to. This is a one-time use tree for you. Its name is Corny, and once you place it, you'll be able to do your fun little travel destination spell. So pick a good spot, and we'll be able to return there with your abilities at any time." The tree grows 5 feet wide and like 20 feet, 60 feet tall. Like, it becomes a huge tree. I can't hear you at all. Okay, there you go.
This is amazing!
I can't think of any better hands to put it in than yours. And that's why you keep Desi around and stuff like that.
Eloise gets teary-eyed. Or misty-eyed, or whatever it's called. Her eyes start to water.
It seems we've lost our DM, unfortunately.
And then I don't know if we're still streaming, but then and she just like tackles you, full body hug.
No, I think we're still streaming.
Roll your damage.
I hope we're still streaming.
Grapple check.
Would Eloise actually damage Liam? I don't think so.
Well, Liam can take a hit. I mean, she tackles him full on. Sure, it probably takes him to the ground. But yeah, he's happy to give her a gift that he knows that she can like truly use.
Look at the way his face is frozen.
Hello, I'm back.
Hey,
Welcome
all right.
back, DM Matt.
Oh my god, that's always annoying. Anywho,
We
So
filled the
Liam,
time.
in the time you were gone, basically gave Eloise the tree token and explained its name is Corny, and that it's a
Does it look
one-time.
like an acorn?
Yeah, it's a one-time use tree.
but once you're done, it actually creates a massive tree. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but
And then she full-bodied hugged him.
yeah.
Koala.
In her hands, like, you can put a tree anywhere and she'll be able to return to that spot. So
Yeah.
it's far more powerful in her hands.
Oh, absolutely it is. And you're just hugging him, Eloise, and like clutching him tight while holding that object, and I imagine it's a pretty warm moment for you. That's suddenly overshadowed by the giant fucking explosion that goes out outside. Just
Didn't leave.
you hear this loud roar, a dragon's roar, in fact, which I'm going to go ahead and play for you now. Let's hope this works.
Yup.
Oh shit, guys, a dragon!
And you
I thought
watch.
you wanted the dragon!
I am.
You watch as buildings explode. The window of Kozic's shop, it just blows inward from the concussive force of whatever just hit outside. All of you yell and have to jump and dive and hide under things as you're showered in glass and dust and straw and hay and sand. And you all just kind of push yourself up and look outward. And you can see flying overhead, circling around the city, a massive dragon. Gargantuan. The biggest you've ever seen. And it just roars once again, this loud, menacing roar, before another blast of concussive force just smashes into another part of the city.
What color?
It's hard to tell because, like, it's the middle of the day. It's actually 3:30 in the afternoon. And as you all look up, the sun is directly overhead, beating down against this shape. It looks like just a shadow of a creature. But all of you know exactly who this is.
Oh, he's pissed.
And you know he is pissed off.
Alright, are we ending here? Can I talk?
Yeah, that happened. The window just blew in. Everyone probably got a little cut up, but you're not going to take like actual damage from it. But you can definitely see overhead. There's the big ass dragon is flying over the city, just screaming, "Infidels!" as it blasts the city repeatedly with its destructive breath. So, Fab 5, what are you doing?
I turn to Blood.
No way out of here now!
I turn to Blood and kind of glance back at Liam and the rest of the group, and I say teleportation circle.
Send a message!
You cut out, Liam. I didn't hear what you said.
Send a message.
Send a message.
I look at Liam. What time? Well, it's afternoon, right? It's 3 in the afternoon.
It's 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at Liam and kind of slowly walk over and say, "Hey, I haven't prepared sending this morning."
Wow.
The city's not safe.
Send Jareth.
Or no, we're not at Michael's anymore. We're at Kozic's.
You're at Kozic's.
Kozic.
Yeah, Kozic's just looking like, what the fuck is going on? Like, his mouth is open, his eyes are wide.
Right, the damage we'll take from the arrows will be less than the damage from the dragon. Get us out of here!
Alright, where do we want to go?
The secret base.
The one with the
The one-
turtle.
The one way a couple days from here?
Hey! The last one you were at.
Well, the last one we were at was in the city, correct?
No, we transferred from Port Valletta to their secret base, which is only a short travel on foot down here.
So, just a point of clarity, Veil is correct. He's been in used a teleportation circle recently that travels here to Rowena at the brothel. But you, Liam, are specifically talking about the circle at the Erudite Conclave's hidden base in Garden Village.
Yeah, so that's what I was originally thinking, but when Liam said the last one we went to, good thing we cleared that up.
With Veil, it is 100% a good thing you cleared that up.
Okay. So, he starts muttering the incantations, and
it takes you a little bit. You gotta get everyone together.
Draw the circle in super special chalk, right?
While he's doing that, Blood will just mention
it's an action.
You remember that job I was on?
And
Well-
Kozic's like, yeah?
That dragon, that's who owned where we went.
And,
That's,
he's just like, you ever see a dark man go pale? That's what you see right now. He's like, the blood's draining from his face, and he's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's a dragon. In case you didn't know, you know now.
Another explosion just sends concussive force into the area. Like, it's just a heavy wind that's being blown throughout the city that kind of hits everyone with dust and sand. But, like, this dragon is 100% decimating the city right now in his fury.
Why would you tell him this?
Because he needs to know what's going on.
Does he, though? That's just one more person that knows who did it.
He already knew we did it. He just didn't know that the dragon was the guy who just owned it.
He
Sorry,
looks.
it's a great
He knew
time to
exactly
debate.
where we were going.
You understand that dragon wants to kill us, right?
No, he
All right, the
doesn't know we
teleportation
did it.
circle is up by now, and we have 6 seconds.
Alright.
So you all go running off. You see the teleportation circle just alight with light. Everyone, you hear Veil yell, "Everyone in!" and you all go running for it. There's enough people that Kozic too. Like, he doesn't waste time. He goes running with you, and he follows you in.
Now
With the
whose
cape?
daddy gets to go?
with the cape of Montebank?
No, he's not bringing.
Well, maybe if he had more than 6 seconds, but since he has 6 seconds, he grabs up his crossbow and a nearby bug-out bag and dives into the portal with you all.
Teleportation circle.
Yeah,
Any chance I can grab the cape in that 6 seconds?
no,
my
because
God.
you're fucking making the spell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay,
You're
so
occupied.
it takes me a minute to make the spell, and
Yeah,
then we have 6 seconds. Okay, I was just curious.
it wasn't like out where you could see it. He was just talking
Oh, all
to
right,
you.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I thought he had it out. That's what.
No,
okay.
like
That
no,
makes
you
more
have
sense.
you can step into this teleportation circle. That's about it. Or you can miss the teleportation circle and go look. That's up to you. But he dived in. No, you already went through. Too late. You all go bouncing through and land inside the fucking Erudite Conclave hidden base circle, and which is just a big open room. And there's a couple researchers there who jump up in alarm the moment you pop through.
Blood will instantly throw up his hand, showing his tail. He's like, yeah, we came in a hurry. We apologize. We didn't send a message. It was kind of a rush.
Liam throws himself in front of Eloise, putting her in the center of the group. Preparing for arrows.
Well, it's a good thing these guys saw you like less than a week ago and do recognize you.
Okay.
But you all, no, don't shoot. And they like have their weapons pulled up about ready, and you get that whole scene that you see in the movies of everyone just yelling. Finally, it's calmed down, and
As soon as it calms, you hear Eloise just go, "The Zaeim is a ginormous dragon, and he's raising the city."
All right,
What?
that's important.
What?
Tell him the other thing. Yes, we need to see about getting someone there as quickly. We actually have symbols in the city you could use now. Potentially, but yes, there is a massive dragon attack going on in Rowena right now.
And I think that's where our scene pulls away. This tiny little hut in the middle of the desert, in the shadow of the Umbra Spire, as a gargantuan fucking legendary dragon is destroying the city of Rowena. Yeah, because you knew that was going to happen at some point. And that's where we're going to end things for this evening, with a pair of Conclave members like, what the fuck? After hearing all this.
It's so good to be back at the 7 p.m. crew. Woo!
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had fun. I was waiting for the the time slot. I knew exactly when the dragon was going to attack. I just wanted your group to get there, and so Rowena's fucked. That's definitely a thing. You're all in the desert and not too far from the Umber Spire, and
I think your dad's pissed off, Polly.
Yeah, a little bit. What all did you guys take anyway?
Everything.
A few things.
Everything.
we took everything that wasn't nailed down, and then we came back for the nails.
Right. Pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, you did take a lot of shit, and he's definitely not happy. And
He doesn't know who did that.
Yeah, and the one person you told is with us, so we're good.
Yeah, but unfortunately there are one other that's still in the fucking city.
There's still a whole debauchery circus that's still in the city, sir.
Yeah, but only one was on the heist.
Yeah,
You want to rephrase that?
Two actually.
Only-
Two were
Yeah, but one is in a dimensional fucking... We don't know where Willow is!
Yeah, but what about what's her name?
Oh, Effie isn't with the debauchery circus.
no,
She's not?
Effie
No.
is
She
somewhere
works
in
for
the city on
Shadows.
her own. Like,
Yeah,
she had her
right.
own shit to do. Effie is somewhere in the city. Shadows and his orc crew are planning on rescuing the captured one and then bugging out. That was their plan.
Yep.
So Apollyon needs to calm his dad down.
Hey.
Hard to do that when you're not in the city anymore.
That might clue him in.
I think the
that
best
he
thing
knew
was
about
to get out of there.
Yeah, definitely.
Great job! Great job, everybody. Nobody tried to fight the legendary dragon, so I'm proud of you for that.
Eloise was this close to try and hitting him with the sunbeam.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I think he was flying too high.
Oh, definitely he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't right overhead. He was just within the area. But he's got a pretty powerful attack.
Yep.
Well, okay. Great job, everybody. Thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate your support and hope to see you again next week at 7 o'clock when the Fab Five have to contend with, the consequences of their choices in life. But, it's all good. It's all good. They
You
got...
never said there would be consequences.
Yeah, there's always consequences. But, you also have a mission to the Elven capital. That should be fun. You get to hang out with Ohm a bit more, maybe, if you can get there. So, you got stuff to do. And we'll see what happens next week. So, on behalf of everyone here in the Fab Five, I just want to say once again, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Yup.
Peace.
Later.